Hi everyone, thanks for purchasing my old-fashioned love Roy Nichols guitar solo video lesson. What we're going to do is talk about his solo and go through each little section of it and then break down some signature licks and then talk about how we can apply it to our own soloing. First, we're going to go over the chords of the song. So Old-Fashioned Love is a Western swing standard. We're playing it in the key of D, and we're going to have a D, then a quick 5 chord, A, back to the D, and then a D7. So in context, that's and then we got a G sharp diminished, another D, and another D7. So that's come back to our G here. We have a D, an F sharp, it's a 3-7, a B7, that's a 6. So it'd be G, D, F sharp, B, and then now we're going to go down to an E as our 2 chord, an A7 as our 5, back to a 1 chord. So altogether, this progression is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 1. Alright, so let's jump right into his solo. I'm going to play it a little slower than the recorded speed, and we'll talk about it. Go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so to kick off his solo, we're playing out of our G chord shape up here. This is a really impractical chord shape to play when you're not playing it right here in open position or with the capo, so I always like to kind of refer to it as, imagine a bar chord, then I'm going to grab the D up here. And we're playing out of this little kind of Junior Bernard, I call it a Junior Bernard box, that he would kick off a lot of solos with. We're starting on the 3 of D, that's our F sharp, then the G, it's the 4, a G sharp or A flat, it's the flat 5, and then our A, that's the 5. And what we're doing is we're going 1, and what that is just going up, and we're coming down. It's kind of B minor arpeggio. Now in Western swing, we can think of straight minor chords, but really this is it's a D6 chord. A 6 would be the B, and that's our B right there. So we're borrowing from, we've got our D, and borrowing from that kind of B minor arpeggio, but again, think D6 rather than B. B minor, I should say. So we've got, and we're just coming down chromatically. B, B flat, A, D, D. And really, we're not playing against the A7 chord here. We're just playing strictly in D. But it does work. It doesn't sound wonky or anything because the A7 is part of the key of D. So when you have a quick 5 like that, the thing to note is it's alright to play in straight D or whatever your major key is there. So we've got, now we're going to do this little lick where we go, I'm sorry, and we land on the G there. So what that is we're playing D, E flat, E, then C, A, B flat, landing on B, the downbeat of the G chord. So what he's doing here is setting up a D7 chord by hitting on the tones that make of the D7. So our D7 is going to be D, F sharp, C, and D. Now he adds something kind of cool. He adds the ninth. And the way that chord structure is here would be like this. And what that is a C, an E, and an F sharp. Flat 7, 9, 3. If you want, you can put your 1 on top. And so he's just working out of this right here and going to set up that D7 sound. So that leads us right into the G here. And he's just working up a G scale. We're going B, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. So kind of starting off pentatonic based. And that's just the 3, 5, and 6. And then working up F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. And now we're at measure 6, where we have, and that right there is over the G sharp diminished, and that's just a G sharp arpeggio starting on the D. So we've got, I think this whole lick is out of the G sharp thing, so that's why I said it starts on the D. So we've got, it's coming right down, so it's D, B, D, B, coming down to our G sharp, flat 7, that's our F, our 5, our D. And that resolves us right back into our D chord, and he's going to come up and hit this A and go. Again, we're really highlighting that D6 sound with that kind of B minor arpeggio in there. So altogether, that G chord to the G sharp diminished to the D is going to sound like this. And that sets us up for our D7. We're taking this 7th fret right here, this is the F sharp, and we're sliding down. And what that is we're playing a minor substitution over the D7 chord. We're taking the minor 5, so we're going to go 5 notes up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's our A, and we're playing an A minor chord. For those of you with a more jazz background, what this is, we're resolving to G, and we're using the D as our 5 chord. So what we're doing is implying a quick 2 minor of G, that's an A minor, 5, 1. So we're sliding from this F sharp, and just going down the arpeggio. So that's F sharp, E, C, A flat, G, and then coming up, F sharp, A, C, and then flat 9, which is the E flat. So we've got all A minor, now D7. So that lick from the D to the D7, or 7 to 8 in measure numbers, would be. And then we're resolving right into G here. And we go. We're just bouncing between the 5 and the 3 of G. And then we're going to do a bend of the 5th fret. I always think this is the BB box, right? You know. So we're just bending out of this BB box, playing over the D in measure 10. Just a half step bend. All in D major here. And then we've got an F sharp chord. And he goes 1, And he's just playing right along the changes. I love it. It fits like a glove. We have an A sharp. That's the 3 of F sharp. You can see it right in this chord structure here. And we're just going. That's flat 7 to 5. E to C sharp. So to play that for you, from the D to D7, this is measure 7 through 11, we've got this. And so that last part's highlighting the B7 chord here. We're doing a little bend here. And moving all the way down to the A. So really what we're doing here is whenever we have a 6 chord, we can imply kind of our minor pentatonics of whatever key we're in. So whenever we had a 6 chord, we can, and that works great. And that's what we're essentially doing here out of the BB box. We're playing just minor pentatonic lick and then coming down B, B flat, A, and getting right into our E7 chord here with this G sharp. Pretty awesome. He's just going right along, hitting all of these chord tones and really digging into the changes. So from 9 to 12 and landing on the E7, we've got this. And what that is just coming up the E7 arpeggio. So that's 3, 5, flat 7. Instead of playing 1, we're going to play 9 just to give it a little extra color. That's our F sharp. And we're just bouncing off between those 2 notes over the A7 chord as well. And that's fine. Those 2 notes are in the A7 chord, or in the scale of the A7 chord, I should say. That's the F sharp is the 6th of the A7, so that sounds really nice. And this 4 is just temporary, so it's just going back and forth. And then to finish off on the D, he plays. And what I would say he's doing here, he's highlighting a B minor chord. We all know this B minor chord, and he's just playing out of this shape here. Again, it's that D6th sound, that 6th tone, the B. And coming up to the E. Just playing all notes in the D major scale. One could analyze it as he's implying a really, really quick 5 just to go D, A, D really quick. So he's going, because that's E, D, C sharp, B, C sharp. Fits over an A chord very nicely. And this working chromatically down from the C. So just going 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4. And that's just straight up D with some chromatics in there. So 15 through 17 goes. So to play the whole last part for you, the 13 through 17, the 2, 5, 1, we've got. Alright, that's the full solo, and now we're going to start talking about how we can apply some of these licks into our own playing. The first lick I would like to talk about is this intro lick. We're playing out of this